about missing you guys yesterday. I had this video right here prepped and ready to go. Came back here to the studio yesterday afternoon to record. No audio. I spent an hour trying to figure out what was wrong. My camera mic was working, but I don't like to use it. My standalone microphone that I always use, it wasn't getting any audio input. Tried a new USB cord. Nothing. Tried different USB ports. Nothing. So I had to leave. I had to go out to Best Buy. Ended up buying a completely new audio setup. It was time for an upgrade anyway. I hope the audio sounds as good or better than it did before. If it doesn't, I'm sure you guys will let me know. I tested it several times last night. It actually sounds better to me on my end, but we'll see how it goes once this gets uploaded to YouTube. I've also had numerous issues trying to film in HD. For some reason, OBS keeps telling me that I don't have enough memory to record in HD, even though I have almost 16 gigabytes of RAM that's freed up. Now, I'm a novice when it comes to all this engineering shit. Hopefully, I'll get the HD figured out eventually. So, I don't know. I'll tinker with it some more the rest of this weekend. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get down to business. There is a certain responsibility that comes along with having a public platform. When you have thousands of people watching or following you every day on social media, your words carry more power, especially if you have built up a level of credibility. For example, Bikini Bob, he has 11 followers on Twitter. If he gets on Twitter and floats some radical conspiracy theory, it's not going to gain any traction. Even if all 11 of his followers believe it, it doesn't have any impact. Now, if someone like Charlie Kirk, Brandon Tatum, if they push the same theory, there could be millions of people who believe it. Absolute power demands absolute responsibility. Even the small platform that I have built here on YouTube, there's a level of responsibility that comes along with it. You guys can say things in the comment section that I can't necessarily get away with saying. If I say it, I risk losing advertisers. I risk getting a strike on the channel. If you guys say something outlandish, the worst that can happen to you is, your YouTube account gets suspended. If it happens to me, I could possibly lose my income. Rick Reilly used to be one of the most respected sports writers in the country. For decades, he was the back page columnist at Woke Illustrated, which was known as Sports Illustrated at the time. Many people subscribed to the magazine just for his column. I'm not going to take anything away from the guy. Rick Reilly was one hell of a writer. He had a unique way of mixing comedy with sports. In the late 2000s, he left Woke Illustrated to go work at ESPN until he retired around 2014 or 2015. Rick Reilly retired in perfectly good health. He went from living a jet-setting, busy life to drinking mimosas on a California beach. Life couldn't get any better. He spent his free time surfing or hitting the golf course. He could now watch and attend sporting events as a fan instead of as a journalist. The pressure of working in the mainstream media, it was replaced with the pressure of finding hobbies to keep busy. Rick Reilly was living the American dream. Then it happened. Then it happened. One day, his wife noticed something a bit different about him. His face was pale. His thoughts became deranged. He started becoming less attracted to her physically and more attracted to the words of lonely men on Twitter. If she was feeling frisky, she could no longer excite him with lingerie. Instead, she had to keep a healthy stock of cucumbers. Sometime in 2016, Rick Reilly was diagnosed with the incurable disease, the terminal illness, the disease that has infected millions of people across America with no one being cured. Yes, Rick Reilly was diagnosed with TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, also known as the woke fungus. He began attending services at Woke United Methodist. He was baptized by Father Jalen Rose in the Woke Holy Water, born again as Rhonda. He traded in his media pass for a lifetime membership to the Butt Bongo Club. 3 years ago, Rick Reilly published a book called Commander-in-Chief. It was included in the nonfiction section in bookstores, but the book was pure fiction. It wasn't based on fact. It was based on secondhand information from a variety of members at Woke United Methodist. Commander-in-Chief. It tells the fictional story of Donald Trump. The premise of the book was to denigrate Trump's character. Rick Reilly shared these elaborate tales of how Donald Trump used to cheat on the golf course. This man's not qualified to be president. He cheats playing golf. He cheats on his wife. He's a philanderer. You know what's strange? Shitfucks never claimed Bill Clinton wasn't qualified to be president. At least when Donald Trump was sleeping around, he was banging beautiful women. Have you guys seen the women Bill Clinton was poking with the cucumber? Jennifer Flowers, Monica Lewinsky. If it had a hole, Bill Clinton was diving in head first. Wouldn't surprise me if he was secretly banging Rachel Levine. But anyway, the entire premise of this book was making the point that Donald Trump wasn't qualified to be president because he was a cheater. Let's just assume for a second that the stories in the book are true. Wouldn't that make Donald Trump overqualified? Every politician in Washington cheats. They cheat on their taxes. They accept money from lobbyists. They lie to their constituents. They cheat in the stock market with insider trading. Donald Trump should have fit right in. He's one of them. Now, of course, they crucified him because he wanted to put America first. That fucked up the cash cow, the rest of these crooked politicians, but that's a topic for an entirely different video. The point is, Rick Reilly is full of shit. I'm about to show you another example. I'm sure all you guys have heard by now about the pre-dawn raid at Mar-a-Lago. With one bad decision, the Biden administration has completely ruined the trust and credibility of the FBI. People were already untrusting when it came to the federal government. No one trusts the IRS. No one trusts the EPA. They damn sure don't trust the CDC. But for the most part, the FBI has been one of the few federal institutions that's remained trustworthy until they did the unthinkable and raided the home of a former president over some fucking paperwork. Now, I'm not too familiar with this situation. I don't know if Donald Trump was in possession of classified documents or if he wasn't cooperating with the FBI. I don't know, but come on. Did he need to be treated like the leader of a drug cartel and have his home raided? This was not just a message being sent to Donald Trump. This message was sent to the rest of us too. If you don't fall into compliance, if you don't accept our demands, we will use our power to shut you down. It has been almost 2 years since Donald Trump's been in office. You would think people diagnosed with TDS would have their symptoms subside by now. But no. If anything, it's only gotten worse. There has been a lot of speculation as to the documents that Donald Trump supposedly took from the White House. But have no fear. Rick Reilly used his inside sources to confirm what the FBI was after. Check it out for yourself. Greetings, lonely men. I have been informed that Donald Trump could have, or might have, or possibly sold nuclear secrets to Saudi Arabia. The reason I know this, he's in bed with Liv Golf. That's just too much of a coincidence. Oh, really? Really? It's too much of a coincidence that Donald Trump's involved with a Saudi-backed golf league? What about Joe Biden's involvement with Saudi Arabia? What about that? He was just over there a few weeks ago offering his buns to the Prince's hot dog. Please sell us more oil. It is unsafe to drill in America. We might disrupt the earthworms. American drilling is killing the environment. It is much safer to drill over here and make us overpay for your dirty oil. How come Rick Reilly isn't highlighting Joe Biden's involvement in China, Russia, or, I don't know, Ukraine? This is without a doubt the most corrupt administration in my lifetime. It might be the most corrupt administration in American history. Rick Reilly claimed that he couldn't stand Donald Trump because he lies all the time. In the last 2 years, can someone give me one example, just one, of Joe Biden telling the truth? Just the other day, he said inflation was at 0%. 0 fucking percent inflation. Now, I know the guy's one acorn away from a full oak tree, but the woke media can't even promote that bullshit as truth. Earlier today, I met my dad for lunch. We went to a local diner, one of those places it's like a step above fast food, but not on the level of like an Olive Garden or something like that. More expensive than fast food, but cheaper than chain restaurants. We both had fried catfish. It was $50. 2 years ago, it would have been $25, $30. Every time my girlfriend goes to the grocery store to get groceries for the week, it's $300. No one besides Joe Biden and that woke checkbox he calls a press secretary believes there's 0% inflation. And I haven't even mentioned his son yet, the drug hunter. How come Rick Reilly isn't upset about drug hunter Biden? 2 years ago, he was worried about the Trump family's impact on children. Oh, it's all about the kids. We must protect the children. The evil orange man is corrupting our kids. He's breaking up families. My sources tell me Trump removed a 9-year-old boy from his dungeon. He took him away from his father, Paul pedophile. It's just wrong. Rick Reilly used to write books worth reading. He wrote the autobiography of Wayne Gretzky. He wrote a book about Charles Barkley. Matter of fact, 20 years ago, he wrote a book filled with stories of him caddying for famous golfers. Guess who was one of the subjects of the book? Donald Trump. No allegations of cheating back then. No derangement about Orange Man bad. Back then, Donald Trump wasn't considered to be Orange Man. He was just a rich man. This is another case of a legendary sports journalist having his legacy ruined by TDS. I swear to God, these people lose sleep over Donald Trump. I have never in my life seen such an unhealthy obsession over one dude. It makes you wonder why. Why are leaders at Woke United Methodist obsessed with destroying Donald Trump? George Bush was hated by the media. They hated George Bush. They crucified him over the war in Iraq. They constantly made fun of him over his Bushisms. But when George Bush left office, the media left him alone. Like I said, it's been almost 2 years, and they are still infatuated with Donald Trump. Why? Maybe it's because he is the one person standing in the way of woke shitfucks implementing their agenda. He's the one person standing in the way of wokeism being the mandatory religion in America. You know, just a thought. Let me know what you think. Rick Reilly floating a ridiculous conspiracy theory about Donald Trump selling nuclear secrets to Saudi Arabia. You guys tell me, why do you think these people are so obsessed with Donald Trump? Give me your reasons. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, kc_btl84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.